Joan Crawford's life was a blend of brilliance, determination, and darkness, a story that Hollywood admired yet never fully understood. Born into hardship, she clawed her way from poverty to the pinnacle of stardom, becoming one of the most powerful women in the golden age of cinema. Her career was defined by relentless ambition, carefully crafted glamour, and a dedication to perfection that won her millions of fans and critical acclaim. Yet, behind the lights and the accolades, Crawford's personal life was riddled with insecurities, control, and private turmoil. When she passed away in 1977, the world expected a graceful farewell to a Hollywood icon, but the revelations in her will, the discoveries in her homes, and the ghostly legends that followed painted a far more complex and haunting portrait of the woman behind the fame. Childhood shadows and early hardships. Joan Crawford, born Lucille Fay Lesueur, faced adversity from the very beginning. Her father abandoned the family, leaving her mother to raise Joan and her older brother alone, struggling against poverty and uncertainty. By age 11, she was already working, her young hands roughened by labor that no child should bear. At 12, a traumatic accident left her with a severe foot injury that nearly led to amputation, instilling a lifelong fear of infection. This early encounter with fragility and danger shaped her obsessive tendencies, particularly around cleanliness and control. Determined to escape the limitations of her upbringing, Crawford left school and pursued dance with a tireless spirit. Her early struggles were not just physical or financial. They forged a resilience that would define her career, blending vulnerability with an unrelenting drive to transform herself from a struggling girl in Texas into a Hollywood legend. The birth of Joan Crawford. In the early 1920s, Crawford began performing in Chicago and New York under the stage name Billy Casson. Talent scouts quickly noticed her magnetic presence and extraordinary drive. In 1925, MGM signed her for a modest $75 a week, but immediately reinvented her image, giving her the name Joan Crawford. This transformation marked the birth of a star who would dominate Hollywood for decades. With films like Our Dancing Daughters, she embodied the flapper spirit of the jazz age, pushing herself to exhaustion to perfect every scene. By the early 1930s, she was a household name, competing with iconic actresses like Greta Garbo and Norma Shearer. Her on-screen portrayals of women rising from hardship mirrored her personal journey, allowing audiences to connect with her as both a symbol of ambition and a reflection of their own struggles during the Great Depression. Rivalries and personal turmoil. As Crawford's career flourished, her personal life became increasingly complicated. She was infamous for her rivalries with Norma Shearer and Greta Garbo, tensions fueled by studio politics and contrasting personas. While Shearer enjoyed connections to influential executives, Crawford relied on sheer talent and perseverance to outperform her peers. Meanwhile, her marriages were marked by turbulence. Douglas Fairbanks Jr. ended in heartbreak, Frank O'Tone brought passion and rumors of violence, and Philip Terry became a partner in adoption after divorce. Her attempts to create a perfect family through adoption only highlighted the complexity of her private world. While publicly glamorous and composed, Crawford's home life reflected insecurities, strict control, and personal fractures that contrasted sharply with the star she presented on screen. The intersection of her ambition and personal struggles created a delicate, often volatile balance that shaped both her achievements and her legacy. Career setbacks and reinvention. By 1938, Crawford faced a humbling moment when she was labeled box office poison, a term that threatened to end her career. Rather than surrender, she transformed adversity into opportunity, demonstrating an instinct for reinvention that became her hallmark. At 37, she ended her MGM contract, paying a substantial sum, and quickly signed a lucrative deal with Warner Brothers, securing unprecedented control over her roles. Her patience and determination culminated in the 1945 film Mildred Pierce, a story of a mother sacrificing everything for an ungrateful daughter. Crawford fought for the part, endured a humiliating screen test, and ultimately won an Academy Award for Best Actress. Her victory was not just professional, but personal, affirming her resilience and strategic brilliance. Yet this triumph also underscored the duality of her existence: a public figure lauded for strength, and a private woman grappling with lifelong fears, insecurities, and complex family dynamics. Hollywood queen and hidden struggles. After Mildred Pierce, Crawford's star continued to shine with roles that reflected the strain, obsession, and loneliness she often experienced herself. Films like Possessed and Humoresque earned her critical acclaim, reinforcing her reputation as a performer capable of conveying raw emotion and intricate psychological depth. Off-screen, however, her life was unraveling. Her marriage to Pepsi CEO Alfred Steele ended tragically with his death, intensifying her reliance on work and alcohol. Vodka became a regular part of her day, contributing to volatile behavior at home. The dichotomy of Crawford's life, glamorous public figure versus private instability, became increasingly pronounced. Her children later recounted that her obsession with control, combined with drinking, led to a home environment that was tense and sometimes frightening. Family and adoption complexities. Crawford's personal life was dominated by her role as a mother, a responsibility complicated by her inability to have biological children. She adopted 4 children: Christina, Christopher, and twins Kathy and Cindy. Publicly, she cultivated an image of a perfect, loving mother, often photographed with her children, which enhanced her star persona. Privately, however, the household was rigid, controlled, and sometimes harsh. Reports later emerged of strict rules, punishments, and psychological tension, reflecting the extreme lengths Crawford went to maintain order and perfection. The contrast between her public and private personas highlights the human struggle behind fame, the desire for admiration and control intertwined with unresolved personal trauma. These tensions, though invisible to most, would later erupt into public controversy, revealing the complex, often painful legacy of a woman whose life had been defined by both triumph and strict self-discipline. The will and estate controversy. When Crawford passed in 1977, the reading of her will shocked Hollywood and the world. Her estate, valued at around $2 million, over $10 million today, excluded 2 of her adopted children, Christopher and Christina, a public act of rejection that ignited controversy. Kathy and Cindy received trust funds and personal belongings, including Crawford's Oscar. Charities also benefited from her estate, yet the omission of her older children revealed long-standing familial rifts. Christina later challenged the will, citing her mother's erratic behavior and alcohol use as evidence of mental unfitness. The settlement awarded minimal funds to Christina and Christopher, leaving emotional wounds unhealed. Crawford's will starkly contrasted with her public image as a devoted mother, highlighting the complexities of her personality: strict, sometimes cruel, yet deeply shaped by a lifetime of struggle, trauma, and relentless drive to survive and succeed in an unforgiving industry. Hidden secrets in her homes. The management of Crawford's estate unveiled unsettling secrets within her homes. Investigators and family members discovered doll heads, heavy locks, and other peculiar items that contrasted sharply with her glamorous public image. Doll heads, some arranged meticulously, seemed to symbolize Crawford's obsessive control over her household, echoing Christina's later claims of strict parenting. Heavy-duty locks and sealed closets suggested a desire to control and hide personal possessions, reinforcing the narrative of a woman who valued order and secrecy above all else. Evidence in Christopher's former bedroom, including deep scratches inside the door, hinted at punitive confinement. A secret safe contained private letters, financial records, and candid photographs that revealed a life far messier and more chaotic than the polished image displayed on screen. Legacy of hauntings and rumors. Crawford's Brentwood mansion, El Jodo, became the center of ghostly legends in the years following her death. Families who lived there reported cold spots, strange noises, and objects moving without explanation. Guests claimed to hear disembodied voices and see a ghostly figure in white near her old bedroom. Paranormal investigators suggested residual energy from Crawford's turbulent relationships lingered, while some believed her obsessive control left a psychic imprint. Even auctioned items, from mirrors to furniture, carried eerie reports of unsettling energy and strange reflections. These stories, whether believed or dismissed, cemented Crawford's legacy as one intertwined with both